Welcome. Thank you very much for being here this evening. I know you had a lot of options and a lot of opportunities for your calendar and your time this evening, and I appreciate that you chose to spend your time with us this evening. Tonight's presentation is an update on the state of the district and District 203, and it comes as a result of feedback we heard from the community through the Future Focus 203 community engagement process. Participants throughout Future Focus commented that they appreciated hearing about our school district, our celebrations, our challenges, and our vision. And tonight, I'm excited to share with you a little bit about our district, update you on Focus 2020, our strategic plan, and also the opportunity to hear from you. After my presentation, Community Relations Director Julie Carlson will provide you with directions for our activities and your opportunity for feedback. Tonight is just the beginning of our engagement with you for this year. For the 2015-2016 school year, we are planning 3 different Focus 203 sessions. And after tonight's State of the District presentation, our October sessions will focus on District 203's Digital Learning Initiative. We expect those sessions could include focus topics on things such as digital citizenship and Chromebook for parents. You've had an opportunity to explore the Chromebook a little bit this evening when you signed in. You'll have an opportunity later tonight to help us identify possible topics. And our third Focus 203 series for this school year is scheduled for January. And although we have a possible topic in mind, we'll use feedback we hear from you this evening to help shape our final decision. Many of you, or some of you here, have attended Focus 203 sessions in the past, and you're familiar with our process. For those of you who are new to our engagement series, I'd like to take a moment to explain our format. Each of our sessions follows a timed agenda, and each session will start with an informational presentation about the topic chosen for the workshop, followed by a small group work activity, giving you the opportunity to respond to the information you hear in our presentation. It's important to note that these sessions will not be conducive to the format of an open forum or debate. They're work sessions focused on results and reaching consensus or collective decisions as a group. We want to maximize our time to be as positive and productive as possible, while still allowing for the opportunity for the free exchange of ideas. The intent is to involve as many people in our community as possible to help inform the school district. Here's how the process will be documented. And when you arrived, you should have received a packet of information. And in that packet, among other things, you'll find a copy of the presentation and a copy of the Focus 2020 Strategic Blueprint. Following our presentations tonight, we'll prepare verbatim responses from each of the small group worksheets and an executive summary reflecting the collective work of all participants in the session that we hold this evening, and then also the session we hold tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. And we'll also post a video of the presentations on the district's website. All Focus 203 State of the District information, materials, and documents will be posted at www.naperville203.org. We encourage you to go to our website to receive district news and updates. And if you haven't already done so, we encourage you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected to the district. We also have a mobile app which you can download for free from the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Search Naperville 203 to download the app. We also know that your time here is very valuable. Again, I appreciate you choosing this event for your evening this evening. And we want to honor our time commitment, and each session will follow the time promised, and we will either end on time or we'll end early. We've planned a pretty tight agenda for each of the sessions we have for you. We have a lot of information to cover in a short period of time, and as such, it'll be important for us not to interrupt the presenter, and tonight that's me, with any questions during the presentation. You'll have the opportunity for discussion and feedback toward the end of the evening. We know you'll have questions, and we want to capture those in a way that is most effective for all of us. Therefore, we request your patience with our plan and procedures for questions and comments tonight. Comments or questions that you have that may not be directly related to topics or subjects studied can be noted on the I have a question or comment form on each table. If you have a question or comment and we're not able to respond during the small group time or during the second half of the evening, please complete one of the forms and turn it in to us at the end of the session. You can also call or send us an email, and we'll have the appropriate person respond to you in a timely manner. So now that some of the formalities are out of the way, it's my pleasure to provide you with an update on the state of the district. It's always important for me to begin with a little bit about who we are and what defines us. Who we are as a school district is most clearly defined by our district's beliefs, our vision, and especially our mission statement. Our beliefs represent our core values and help us define what we believe is important. and the Naperville Community Unit School District 203 believes an exemplary school district values the dignity and uniqueness of each individual, promotes responsible citizenship, and is the result of a collaborative partnership among students, staff, parents, and our community. Our vision represents our desired state. Our vision is to build a passion for lifelong learning. And it is our hope that our students leave us ready for college and career, but with an appreciation for continued growth and development. We share this vision for ourselves too, and that as professionals we are continuously growing and learning so that what we do in our classrooms represents best practice and is based on current research. Our vision commits us to continuous growth and continuous improvement. Our mission is our purpose. It's what we do. In our district, we educate students to be self-directed learners, collaborative workers, complex thinkers, quality producers, and community contributors. Throughout the Future Focus 203 community engagement process, we learned from you that our mission continues to serve as the driving force behind everything that we do. Many commented that as long as we focus on each strand of the mission, the academic, social, emotional, and physical growth and development of our students will come. Because of our commitment to and focus on our mission, we're able to celebrate many great accomplishments which provide us with a great sense of pride. Over the past year, we've had much to celebrate and many things for which we are all very proud. This slide represents just a very few of the many accomplishments by our students, our staff, our parents, and our community since the last State of the District presentation that I gave last fall. These points of pride have highlighted examples of the strength of our entire EC through 12 education system in District 203. The national recognition our two high schools have earned and the individual accomplishments by our students are truly symbolic of the whole educational system in our school district and exemplify the partnership among our students, staff, parents, and the community. As is our common format for the State of the District, I'm going to begin with an overview of who we are. The Naperville Community Unit School District 203 is comprised of 14 elementary schools that serve students in grades kindergarten through 5th grade. There are 5 junior high schools for grades 6 through 8 and 2 high schools serving grades 9 through 12. Our school district also serves preschool students ages 3 through 5 at the Ann Reed Early Childhood Center and special education students ages 18 through 21 in its Connections program, which is located within District 203's owned Naper North Commerce Center, which is located on 5th Avenue across from our transportation office. Along with the Public Schools Administration Center, School District 203 owns approximately 30 acres of land in various locations throughout the community, and many of those are leased to the Naperville Park District. Our district has grown considerably since it was organized as a unit district serving kindergarten through 12th grade students in 1972. And since I first reported our enrollment through the State of the District process in 2012, we have seen a slight decline in total student enrollment. We've gone from 17,495 students to approximately 16,600. Also at our first community engagement series, I used our 2012 data to share with you the changing demographics regarding our district, and this surprised many of our participants. This slide shows you our student demographics to begin this school year. The demographic categories listed on this chart are the subgroups of student populations as defined and indicated on school report cards. The percentage of Caucasian students has changed from 83.9% in 2000 to just under 65% today. Since 2000, we have seen increases in our African American and Hispanic student population. Also note that in 2005, the state changed reporting to account for multiracial and multi-ethnic identities. Another significant change in our student body has been an increase in the percentage of students that are identified as low income. In 2000, 1.2% of our student population qualified as low income as defined by free and reduced lunch standards. And today that percentage has grown to over 16%. One of our Focus 2020 commitments was to complete a demographic study, and that information was presented to our community at Board of Education meetings in March and April of last school year. Up-to-date demographic information will assist the district with projecting enrollment more accurately over the long term. Accurate enrollment projections are critical for us in planning for and allocating district resources such as school staffing, budgets, and other resources. Our initial study found that overall, our projections are forecasting declines of 5 to up to 8% between 2014 and 2018. We expect larger declines at the junior high school and high school grades. Our data also tells us that the number of births in the neighborhoods which make up District 203 may be stabilizing, but that's information that we continue to need to monitor through work with the state of Illinois in identifying live birth data. And also the data told us that elementary enrollments may be stabilizing, and that's based on the last 2 years of enrollments. However, based on the last 2 years of elementary enrollments, we may see a tick upward. It's also important to note that our projections will be updated regularly as new information, such as the live birth data and actual student enrollment information, is collected annually. We plan to provide the community and the board an update later this fall. Following the format of each previous Focus 203 State of the District presentation, we'll now move on to what we do. And you should have a copy of this from when you came in. Focus 2020 is the district's strategic blueprint for comprehensive improvement through 2020. It emerged as a result of community feedback, best practice, and a vision for the future. And we are confident that this blueprint will advance the fulfillment of our mission statement. Its purpose is to create clarity, establish priorities, and to define how we will measure and fully guide our work moving forward. The blueprint includes 4 key strategic areas. Design and implement effective practices that promote learning for all. Foster an equitable, high-performance culture focused on student learning. Steward resources effectively to promote student learning. And enhance communication and community relations. Each of the 4 focus areas establishes our commitments, which are our short-term, intermediate-term, and long-term actions. The following video will provide you with an overview of our plan and an update of some of our work. Welcome back to Naperville Community Unit School District 203 for the 2015-2016 school year. Whether you're new to our district or returning, we're glad you're here. Wish you much success this coming school year. We accomplished many great things in the 2014-2015 school year, and we're looking forward to many exciting changes this year, ones that we have planned for through Focus 2020, our strategic blueprint, and we've worked hard to prepare these initiatives. Focus 2020 is the strategic plan for comprehensive improvement between 2014 and 2020, designed in response to community feedback, best practice, and a vision for the future. Ultimately, this blueprint will advance the fulfillment of the district's mission to produce students who are self-directed learners, collaborative workers, complex thinkers, quality producers, and community contributors. The blueprint includes 4 strategic focus areas dedicated to 1. Design and implement effective practices that promote learning experiences for all. 2. Foster an equitable, high-performance culture focused on student learning. 3. Steward resources effectively to promote student learning. 4. Enhance communication and community relations. Each strategic focus area establishes commitments that we pledge to accomplish within a distinct time frame. The cabinet members are responsible for overseeing the action plans to ensure each commitment is met. Our students are some of the best in the nation, and they prove it every day. It's our role as teachers, administrators, and support staff to bring out the best in our students both inside and outside of the classroom. The 2014-2015 school year was one to celebrate. We began implementing a number of our commitments to prepare our students for the future, beginning with some of our youngest students. In 2014, we implemented all-day kindergarten in all 14 of our elementary schools.
When we were at half day, it's like, hurry, hurry, hurry. And now it's just the time, for the students and the teachers to have the time to dig deeper into the subjects and get those standards.
99% of our eligible students are currently enrolled in all-day kindergarten. Kindergarten is a special time during which children are introduced to new ideas, new skills, and new friendships. Studies show that through all-day kindergarten, students demonstrate increased growth toward literacy and math standards, preparing them for their academic futures. We're very excited that our early childhood enrollment at Ann Reed continues to grow. As more of our children are exposed to amazing early learning experiences like those at Ann Reed, a successful and robust all-day kindergarten program will be essential to continue our students' learning progression. At the conclusion of the 2014-2015 school year, K-12 Common Core State Standards aligned curriculum for math and literacy was fully implemented. This past year, all District 203 students were exposed to new English Language Arts curriculum after introducing a new math curriculum in the 2013-2014 school year. Our staff worked to gain a deeper understanding of the standards and of best practices in the field
and in education and developed a plan that will ensure timely completion and implementation of the curriculum development process. They created a year-long curriculum map to investigate potential resources that will support the curriculum and to determine the professional learning needs of the district community.
We started a full year in advance before they were actually going to be teaching that content, and we're giving them the overviews, and as we came closer and closer, more and more detail about what was going to be available to them as resources, what the objectives were, what targets, and so forth.
And then looking at where do those standards fit into the curriculum, into the year, looking at the progression from kindergarten through 8th grade, and also up through 11th grade.
Common Core state standards increase rigor and encourage students to go more in-depth on subjects. Our goal was to create a natural and logical progression of skills from one grade level or course to the next to ensure that every student is college and career ready.
One of the things we see is there's a greater amount of cohesiveness within the curriculum. There's a greater sense of direction. Targets are really important. You'll see teachers are utilizing and sharing targets with students so that everyone is on the same page in terms of what they need to be teaching and what they need to be learning and what that learning is going to look like in terms of a performance objective.
Our teachers have incorporated many resources to support the new standards that they're teaching and help bring our written curriculum to life in the classroom. Just as we have updated our English language arts and math curricula to align to new standards, our team is hard at work updating our science curriculum to align to the next generation science standards. Our comprehensive science curriculum will be in place in the junior high school and high schools in 2016-2017. Elementary students will follow in the 2017-2018 school year. During the 2014-2015 school year, all 22 schools began the statewide Rising Star process, a format that provides a structure for creating and managing required school improvement goals to ensure continual student growth.
It's a roadmap, basically, that you use throughout the year to guide your professional development, to guide your committee work, to guide how you improve teaching and learning in your building.
Each school selects from 104 indicators of most effective practices that result in student success as goal areas for the given year. Schools' indicators must align to their specific schools' initiatives and to the district's strategic blueprint. From there, they meet regularly to review the school improvement plan, research new indicators, and complete tasks.
We've done a lot with culturally responsive practices through the Rising Star program, so we have a very diverse population. So I believe that this program and this structure has really helped us address the needs in our building related to the diversity that our students represent. This process, Rising Star, has helped us align best practice towards instructional strategies utilizing technology. So our kids have been exposed to using technology for transformational purposes. They're doing research, they're creating. We were able to inform parents about what information and transformational technology looks like in our building through our What's Happening night. So all of that was a result of our Rising Star plan.
School leadership regularly reviews the work of the Rising Star team with their staff and parents, and each school makes a presentation to the Board of Education.
It was a great experience to share all the success that we have had and to show the board how important the Rising Star process is to our building. There's complete alignment between the blueprint commitment and the Rising Star process, and it all helps teachers understand the connections and the purpose for the work that we do here.
We are encouraged by our progress as we work on completing our district goals through 2020, but there are still many ongoing and emerging commitments to be completed. This year, we'll be implementing our first of 3 phases to get a device and digitally enhanced curriculum into the hands of every student throughout the district. The Digital Learning Initiative, which provides personalized and individualized learning for students, was approved by the Board of Education in May. This initiative will be phased in over the next 3 years, the first of which begins the 2015-2016 school year with our high schools going one-to-one. Every student in both high schools will be receiving a Chromebook with Google Apps for Education.
We all benefit from technology on a daily basis, and so it really opens up our learning, not only in the classroom, but it extends it places where it never could have gone before.
It's really handing over a resource to the kids that's almost infinite.
The Digital Learning Initiative started as a pilot program in the 2014-2015 school year that encompassed 41 classes in 13 schools across the district. students tested a number of different devices and ecosystems, culminating in the Board of Education approving a 3-year phase-in program back in May. The Digital Learning Initiative will also expand at both junior high and elementary levels. Teachers and students from Washington and Kennedy junior highs will be added to the pilot to build capacity and leadership at these buildings in preparation for the Year 2 recommendations at the junior high schools. A large majority of iPads from the high schools will be reclaimed to distribute to the elementary schools in order to continue the momentum of transforming learning at that level. The 2015-2016 recommendation also includes resuming the refresh of aged staff devices. Where curriculum needs for specialty areas such as art, Project Lead the Way, and others, the district will retain non-Google environments. We are excited about moving forward with this initiative that will transform teaching and learning in District 203, and so are our students.
Students are able to work on stuff at home and at school, and it's the same thing, so you don't have to redo it all and type it back over again.
A lot of students don't have access to some materials that we need to complete assignments, so I think it would allow everyone to have the same materials to do their best in all the assignments that they have.
It really just is an all-around benefit for all the students and for the teachers as well, and I think it's a huge stepping stone that the district is taking, so I'm really excited for next year and see what we can do with these computers.
We spent the summer introducing our teachers to the world of Google Apps for Education and preparing them to incorporate technology in their classrooms. Phase 2 of the Digital Learning Initiative will continue in the 2016-2017 school year by providing students in grades 6 through 8 with a Chromebook and Google Apps for Education. Phase 3 will be implemented in the 2017-2018 school year and will be a 2-to-1 program with iPads for kindergarten through 2nd graders and 1-to-1 iPad or Chromebooks with Google Apps for Education for 3rd through 5th graders. A final recommendation for Year 3 will be made based on additional information from the continued pilot at this level. Summer learning loss is one factor that contributes significantly to the achievement gap. Commitment 116E identifies recommendations for summer school that maximize opportunities to advance student learning. Specifically, this commitment improves access to summer school and the quality of summer school offerings so more kids, especially those who need it most, are able to continue their learning through the summer. Over time, sustained quality summer learning can help close achievement gaps.
Having programs in the summer where we can keep kids engaged in curriculum and learning, is very important.
Now in its 2nd year, our commitment to an improved summer school has already had a meaningful impact on students in District 203. Our partnership with the Naperville Park District has brought Camp LOL to our summer school sites after elementary summer school ends each day. As a result, enrollment in elementary summer school has increased more than 50% in 2 years. Additionally, our dual language, English language learner programs, and our special education programs, which also serve some of our preschool learners, are now located in the same sites as general education. This allows all of our summer school students the chance to experience the most integrated and supportive environment possible. In junior high summer school, in 2015, we offered a Project Lead the Way course on flight and space and a computer coding class called Code HS. Both were enrolled to maximum capacity and offered STEM opportunities not previously available.
There was kind of a quiet buzz about summer school that it wasn't hectic and it wasn't crazy, but kids tended to want to be there to benefit themselves.
Offering busing at the high school created an opportunity for more kids to attend summer school who would benefit the most.
There were students who could not make the summer school, so the transportation was a nice change, and this year we had a little over 1,100 students who accessed transportation through us.
It not only alleviated a lot of the traffic in the parking lot, but it also helped students to get there on time and to kind of keep with the schedule that they had established during the school year.
Additionally, food service at all 3 levels assured no child would go through their summer school day experiencing hunger. Finally, just like during the school year, in summer 2015, for the first time, we offered services such as counseling, social work, and special education so that every child who needed support to succeed got that support.
They were able to work with students who had 504 plans or IEPs in place. They were able to help students with schedule adjustments, just help students
to transition into summer school and then from summer school into the regular school year a little bit more seamlessly.
For 2016, collaborators on this commitment will pilot an electronic learner profile to provide summer school teachers vital information they need about students, provided by the school year teachers and counselors. We are planning to pilot a 6-week summer school for K-8 students, which will extend their opportunities for summer learning. Although the financial situation in our state remains unreliable with education funding, a vibrant public education is a top priority of our community and remains a draw for families moving to the area. The state financial situation leaves us asking many questions, but we will move forward. I will continue to work with our legislators to protect our interests and advocate for our kids. So how do these initiatives fit into what you're doing at your school? Naperville Community Unit School District 203 believes an exemplary school district, values the dignity and uniqueness of each individual, promotes responsible citizenship, and is the result of a collective partnership of students, staff, parents, and community. Leaders working together can accomplish so much. By starting our young students with all-day education, we're building a passion for lifelong learning. By hearing and seeing what our students are doing in each other's classrooms, we're creating a collaborative school community. Our new curriculum in math, English language arts, and STEM will better prepare our students for college and future careers. Providing technology to support individualized and personalized learning for every student will ensure that all of our students have equal opportunities to prepare them for a future full of technology. Though funding may be uncertain, our mission continues to be our focus. Thank you for your support, involvement, and commitment to education and our students. A supportive community is crucial for a thriving school district. Make no mistake, we recognize that these focused 2020 commitments take a lot of hard work. All of this would not be possible without your contributions, support, and dedication to our students' success. Thank you. We have much to be proud of in our school district. Your advocacy for children and your commitment to work together on their behalf results in a spirit of 203 pride that makes our school community amazing. Welcome back to school. I look forward to a great 2015-2016 school year with many accomplishments to be proud of throughout the year. Please join me in sharing your 203 pride throughout the school year.
So there are a number of things that we're extremely proud of that we've been able to accomplish in the past year, and a number of things that we're excited to look forward to this year and in coming years. I'd like to highlight for you a couple of our strategic blueprint commitments that were featured in the video, and then also touch on a couple others. STEM learning in District 203's science pathway were identified as priorities during the Future Focus 203 community engagement process. STEM education refers to educational programming that prepares students for careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. STEM education in District 203 will provide students with rigorous curriculum in the associated disciplines, developing students and families' understanding of STEM-related career paths and college opportunities, and helping students and families understand the contribution of STEM careers to the global economy. STEM is a goal of the federal government and many leading organizations in science, technology, engineering, and the mathematics field. Our next steps are to develop a draft plan for our long-term STEM initiative, which we will then communicate with all of our stakeholders. A new science pathway is currently in place at our high schools beginning this year, which will expose students to a more rigorous curriculum aligned to new standards. The next generation science standards prepare all students to be college and career ready in science, while increasing opportunities for students to meet the district mission. District 203 is required by the state of Illinois to align curriculum to the state's adopted standards. The next generation science aligned curriculum will provide students with a foundation in science and engineering that will develop students' ability to engage in discussions on science-related issues, be critical consumers of information that applies to their everyday lives, and to be lifelong learners of science and provide access to high-level careers in science, technology, and engineering fields. During Future Focus 203, we devoted a whole session to understanding our community's definition of student success and understanding how to best report that success. Your input helped lead to this commitment. Communication of student progress is critical for our parents, our community, and all stakeholders. Our reporting must be updated to align to the new state standards and to student progress on standards. The communication of achievement and progress must take into account the audience that will receive the report and how that information will be used. Tools will be evaluated based upon their alignment to the curriculum and our communication needs. We're currently piloting at Beebe and Kingsley Elementary Schools. Transformational learning was a common theme that emerged throughout Future Focus 203. You recognize the importance of meeting students where they are and how they learn best. One way learning is different today than it was in the past is our ability to give students greater control of what they learn. One way we can accomplish this is through the digital means. Online and blended opportunities provide students with an engaging environment that meets their diverse learning needs and prepares them for college and career experiences. These learning opportunities allow students to have control over pace, path, place, and time of their learning and increase students' abilities to become self-directed learners, collaborative workers, and global contributors. Online courses or access to additional curriculum content in the blended environment increase district resources available to serve students and create efficiencies in resources. This strategy has led to the development of an online learning consortium with Indian Prairie School District 204 and Wheaton Warrenville School District 200. It's also led to our digital learning initiative, which was referenced in our video. As we continue to strive to transform student learning through the adoption of blended online and digital content delivery, it is important to develop and implement a student-focused, achievable, and sustainable technology device strategy. And as you learned through the video, and those of you who are high school parents, you learned that this year we are implementing a one-to-one Google Chromebook environment for all 9 through 12 students, with plans to continue to phase in a one-to-one approach to support and transformational learning in coming years. And sticking with our theme of the state of the district, I'll now briefly review our finances and highlight some areas of concerns we're monitoring related to potential legislation. As you know, our school district is primarily dependent on local property taxes for our revenue. In some ways, that's a blessing for us, because as the state struggles financially, it allows us to be a little bit more nimble in how we respond to those challenges we face. Our FY16 budget meets the board's directive to reduce overall spending. It supports our implementation of Strategic Blueprint Focus 2020. It is aligned to our 5-year financial forecast, and it fully funds instructional services. In this year's budget, we were able to reduce certified staff by 14 full-time equivalents due to declining enrollment. And after filling new positions to support special student services, we reduced total staff by approximately 8. All district-level departments reduced non-personnel budgets by 5%, but we kept funding intact at our schools to ensure we did not impact the classroom or student learning. And operations and maintenance reduced non-personnel budgets by 5% as well. We've also been able to offset the implementation of the Affordable Care Act and increased insurance costs by making changes to our benefits plans. Naperville District 203 has a history of presenting balanced budgets to the members of its community and Board of Education in June, prior to the beginning of the fiscal year, although the state doesn't require we do it until the end of September. Our district maintains a AAA bond rating and a 4.0, the highest possible financial profile score according to the Illinois State Board of Education, and ongoing financial vigilance will continue to be a priority. While our state's financial situation calls for action, and we recognize that our state is in a difficult situation right now, I do think it's important to share with you how some of the potential action in Springfield and some potential legislation could impact our school district. Even before the Illinois Supreme Court determined the pension law unconstitutional, the idea of a pension cost shift has been suggested. And the pension cost shift is shifting the state's portion of the pension to the local school districts. If that shift were to occur, that would cost Naperville 203 approximately $9 million once fully implemented. Senate Bill 1 is also a concern. The impact of Senate Bill 1, which those of you that followed us last year will remember the discussion around Senate Bill 16. Senate Bill 1 is a new version of that. In Naperville 203 would be significant to our classrooms. In the financial models provided by the Illinois State Board of Education, annual revenue provided to District 203 by the state would be reduced by approximately $9.6 million. which is a 78% loss of state revenue. Now, I had mentioned that because we are primarily funded by local property taxes, we have a little bit more ability to be nimble and respond to changes at the state. But make no mistake, we do depend on the dollars that we receive from the state as they support and fund critical programs that we have. The $9.6 million is a 78% loss of our state revenue. In each funding model, District 203 would experience the second or third largest reductions in state funding in Illinois if Senate Bill 1 were to be enacted into law. Property tax freeze is also a topic that has been discussed. In addition to my role in Naperville District 203, I am also a taxpayer and parent in this district. And I'm aware of the significant contribution we receive from our local taxpayers, and I'm grateful to the ongoing support we receive from our community. Approximately 85% of our revenue, as you saw from an earlier slide, already comes from our local taxpayers. There's discussion in Springfield about a potential property tax freeze. And if property taxes were to be frozen at the 2015 levels, assuming no new growth and a CPI of 1.5% to 2.2%, the 4-year accumulated impact on Naperville 203 would be a loss of almost $40 million. The loss of local revenue, simultaneous with a loss in state revenue, and an increase in obligations placed on our school district would be difficult to accept. The state long ago made the determination that it would use local property taxes to fund its public schools. That's a decision that was made by our state many years ago, that the property tax would be the primary vehicle to fund our public schools, despite the constitutional requirement that the state primarily be responsible. Prior to making any decisions regarding the property tax, the state should first determine how to adequately and equitably fund schools in the state of Illinois, and then determine if it can freeze property taxes. And then finally, general state aid. In addition to action being considered by the General Assembly, the Illinois State Board of Education is considering how it reallocates or how it allocates general state aid from the state government. If the state board were to decide to alter its method for distributing GSA, the state's allocation to our community could be cut by several $million. For this school district alone, any one of those changes would have a negative impact. Any combination of those considered could be very devastating to us. We will continue to monitor all of the discussions in Springfield regarding funding legislation and remain in close contact and conversation with our state representatives. And on Friday of this week, our school district, in partnership with Indian Prairie School District 204 and Wheaton Warrenville 200, will be hosting our local legislators for our second legislative breakfast. This meeting will be held at 7:15 a.m. at Still Middle School in District 204, and I'm sure these topics that I've just shared with you will be among the many that we will discuss with our legislators. I'm excited about the state of our district, and I believe our district to be strong. We celebrate and embrace the growing diversity among our students, and we continue to make transformational changes in our curriculum and instruction to better prepare all of our students for college and career. I'd like to thank you for your continued support. Our district is exemplary because of the strong partnership among our students, our staff, our parents, and our community. Thanks for your continued support, and thanks for being here tonight. And I'd now like to introduce District 203's Director of Community Relations, Julie Carlson, to provide you with directions for our activity.
Thank you, Dan. The purpose of the small group work is to allow our community to provide the district with your own input. So we're going to go through the instructions to make sure that everyone understands the tasks. We are going to be using the Chromebooks and an electronic application to collect your consensus feedback this year. There will be 3 discussion topics. Each topic has been loaded to an activity tab at the top of your Chromebook screen. So would you please open your Chromebooks? Somebody at the table needs to be a recorder. Somebody at the table needs to be a facilitator. So whoever is holding the Chromebook is most likely going to be the recorder. I hope that you are comfortable with your typing skills, because if this works the way it's supposed to, you'll see your posts in a live stream on the screen. So there should be an activity tab at the top, and you'll want to open activity 1. One of our new paperless collaboration tools is called Padlet. As I mentioned, the recorder should be comfortable typing because hopefully this tool will allow your consensus ideas to be posted into a live stream. So the recorder is going to be doing the typing, and the facilitator should facilitate the discussions to keep the group focused and on task so that the work is completed in the allotted time, and then you will be able to report the group's information as time permits. So there are also a set of directions on your table inside of a plastic sleeve. You had directions there to show you how to log in at the beginning, and there's another set of instructions that tell you how to operate the Padlet activity. So recorders, please make sure that the information that you are going to be committing to the Padlet posts reflect the collective decision and general agreement or consensus among everyone at your table, not just the opinion of one or two individuals. Okay? On that instruction sheet, you'll see that the recorder will need to click on the Activity 1 tab to open Padlet, which we've done. Then, you need to double-click anywhere on the screen, and a text box should appear. Just so I know, can you raise your hand if you've got a text box open? Katie, thank you, I can see yours. In the box, you click in the box then, and then I'd like you to write down your table, write the word table, and then the number of the table that you're sitting at. Table 1, table 2, table 3. You guys are ahead of me because you're reading the directions. It's great. So, have a little bit of a discussion about the first prompt that I'm going to give to you in a moment, and then you'll type your answers in one at a time, okay? We'd like you to give us 3 answers for each table, but once you type in one response, then you'll repeat all of these activities again, okay? So, the first activity is Points of Pride. As you saw at the end of the video that we showed, hashtag 203Pride is the focus for the year. It's what we're going to be celebrating this year, what we're proud about. So we'd like you to identify the points of pride that you heard in the presentation today. So please identify 3 points of pride, and then we'll go back to those directions on Padlet.
Thank you. Diligence in research and communication with the community.
Okay, I think I'm going to depart from how we normally report out everything all at the end because the information's here, and we're going to go to a different tab in a moment. So let's take a moment to look at the feed that's up on the screen. You can see by table number 1, table number 2, and table number 3, the points of pride that were listed. It looks like everybody is proud of the schools and the student achievements, including being ranked among the highest high schools in the nation. STEM and technology enhancements to curriculum. Student performance. Here, this is impressive to see that one of the points of pride is the financial state of the district, which is encouraging. And again, some of the points of pride. And then table number 3, diligence in research and communication with the community, hashtag 203Pride. So those are all great. Was that table 1? Yes. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the next tab at the top, which is activity 2. And we're going to balance this equation out by asking you to list out your 3 greatest concerns. So based on what you heard in the presentation today, let us know what your top 3 concerns are.
You can just guide us to, if not provide, for parents to.
They have something called Parent University. Last week, I was introducing her to good high school, more confident. Yeah. And I was like, okay. Yeah. Not questioning, I just feel bad. It's kind of shows that their kids are happy, they're coming to school, they're good, happy. But our district, I could, I have to stop. We gotta look at the part.
Okay, so what did you say?
What's the third one?
Okay, So it looks like from the results up here, should come as no surprise, there are some concerns about finances. Another common theme here seems to be the successful implementation of Focus 2020. Also some questions and concerns about the effectiveness of continually evaluating and monitoring that staff are adequately supported as part of their evaluations. And then I think there's a really great opportunity here, which was touched on in the presentation earlier. We're going to be having another Focus 203 at the end of October, which will work a little bit like that parent university to bridge the gap of technological knowledge that the kids have versus what the parents have. So if you can bear with us for another 5 or 6 weeks, we'll be bringing that to you. It'll be a little bit of a Chromebook camp for parents. And it looks like then there's also a question about the measurement tool to determine just the right amount of digital and social media. And part of that presentation in October will also focus on digital citizenship. So please be sure to come back and those questions will hopefully be answered. All right, we're going to move on to activity number 3. So open that last tab. And the last question that we'd like you to talk about tonight at your tables is, based on what you heard today, what you'd like to learn a little bit more about. We'd like you to consider the concepts, issues, opportunities, and any questions that you think should be addressed in a future session. So please take a few moments to think about that.
It is a big concern for our department. Like, are they investing in the infrastructure?
So what the debate?
Shall we say I'm planning to learn more about it? We don't need to.
One of the nice things about having such an intimate group is that it allows us to have some conversations with you as we're looking at your responses, because I got a little bit of clarity on one of them and now I have some context for something, so that's great. Let's just take a few moments to review the responses up here on the Padlet. And I'm going to go from my left to right, which is Table 3, Table 2, Table 1. There were questions about a facility master plan. I'm sure Mr. Bridges knows who typed that in. Yes, and also some questions about Blueprint Commitment 418A, which is about our school business community partnership program. And then there was a question about finance with risk mitigation for financial catastrophe. If the state fails us, right, essentially. And it's nice to have some newcomers here. Thank you to all the newcomers for coming who are new to the district, who accepted our invitation to come tonight and are learning about the strategic blueprint, and will continue to learn about Focus 2020. And then questions about how parents and other community members can contribute to that success also ties in with number 2 from Table 3, so that's great. Looks like there's continued requests for financial information as well. Table 1 had some questions about the social emotional plan, which is another one that I'm excited to learn more about. Questions about world and classical languages, and then more about, pardon? And coding. That's a form of literacy as well, isn't it? An important one. And then the question about summer school courses, who should be taking them? Everyone. Whether the question was remediation or enrichment, and it's for everyone. It just depends. There's something for everyone. There's a rich selection of courses that we continue to add to and continue to improve upon, and that information will be forthcoming as well. So during the next week or so, we will post all of this information and a draft of an executive summary, as well as video recording from the presentation tonight, to the website. I had said that this tool that we're using tonight allows us to not have to have everything transcribed, because it's immediately going to be exported into a form that we can put right on the website, so that's exciting. We want to thank you for your time and your active participation tonight, and we look forward to engaging with you again In October, I'm going to toggle back to that last slide so that you have the dates for the Digital Learning Initiative Focus 203. So October 28th, here again in the cafeteria, and if you're available in the morning, we do host a morning session at 8:30 in the morning, and that'll be at Grace United Methodist Church over on Gardner Road. Thank you again for coming tonight.